Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're changing the rear brake pads on this 2006 Mercedes Sprinter. All four brake pads are the same, and you have one sensor that goes on, so only one of these gets a sensor, one on each side. And you just pop the old one off and pop it onto here, and then we're just using a C-clamp to press the brake caliper cylinder back in, pry out, and just go like that. And then we're just going to break the lug nuts off. So I got the last lug nut. To take them off completely, just going to grab the 13mm socket. And first of all, you can check back in here to see how much your brake pads are wore down. Hit it a little bit. You want to make sure you don't strip out the end of the bolt. And then we're just gonna get the bottom side. It always helps to take these off evenly too. Make sure you get both bolts loose before you take one completely out. That way they come out easier. Here are loose, just push them in a little bit. I got down here, push that thing in a little bit. And right here is your sensor wire. Make sure that you don't break this wire. That's the tightest one. So basically just pull it off and then set it up on the top here. Pull out, and there the sensor falls off. Sensor's not supposed to fall off, but this thing's clearly broken. Yeah, the sensor's broken. Normally what you do is go in here with a screwdriver and pry the sensor out. Just pry it straight out and it'll come out easily, but just gonna do the back one first. It's easier to get to, or that way it is easier to get to. Without the front one in the way. Push that one. Steel clips are all clean on the top and the bottom here. No big chunks of rust and stuff in there. Clip this thing back in here. And now I don't have another sensor. Before I put the caliper on, I gotta compress the cylinder back. So I'm just gonna go in like that and push it back in. Caliper fully compressed back in. Got the C-clamp off. And now it's ready to pop back on the terminals. That way, in case we do drive it without the new sensor, it doesn't get all rusted and dirty in here. So I'll pop that back in. And then I'm just gonna grab clippers and cut these wires. All this does is connect these two, and then that tells you that your brake pads are good or not. Push the sensor straight in there. So, and then I'll just clip it back into here. Yeah, that's it with the brakes, the new brake pads in and everything. And then just be aware when you go to move your vehicle, you want to pump the brake, just start it, pump the brakes a couple times. That way this caliper can tighten back up. And then that way, your brakes work right away when you go to move it. Threads are in right before you tighten them up so you don't strip out the threads. You want to do one, get one a little bit tight, and then come up here, opposite side, tighten that one up a little bit. That gets the rim centered very good. Pull on a little bit, get them pretty tight, but you don't want to get them extremely tight to where it's going to be a pain to get them off the next time. So, or if you go and want to change a flat tire or something, you can't get it off because you don't have a bigger breaker bar than what's in the van. Pop it back on and you're all done. Okay, yeah, I hope this video helped you out a lot. Here are the brake pads that I used. Ceramic brake pads off of eBay, and I think I paid like 20 bucks for them. Usually from the parts store you pay like 60 or more for just the standard brake pads, but you can use whatever you want, but I usually like to use ceramic, and they're almost always cheaper online. So I hope this video helped you out a lot. This is just a plain Sprinter van. This is also the same as a Dodge Sprinter, 2006 or 7. As far as the brakes go, we did both sides on the rear. And thanks for watching, and see you next time.